Hey everyone, I just thought I'd do a quick review of one of my 35mm cameras. This is Olympus 35RC. It is a small and very compact rangefinder camera that was made in the 70s, I believe. So it's fairly easy to operate. Basically here at the top you have a shutter speed selector, and it goes from 15th of a second to 500th of a second. And then you also have a bulb mode. Then if you look at the lens obviously is manual focus lens, and you have an aperture selector here as well. So there's two ways you can go with that. You can use it in fully manual mode, and so basically if you twist to the left there, then you select the aperture that you want to shoot with, and combining that with the shutter speed you can then get the exposure that you desire. Or if you want, you can put the camera into automatic mode, and it is a shutter priority automatic, so it's actually going to be dependent on what shutter speed you select, and then the camera is going to try to find the appropriate aperture that goes along with that. Now what's pretty cool about this is that if you look through the viewfinder in the back, you're actually going to find that the camera shows both the shutter speed and the aperture, and if the light meter, which is spot or center weighted, it's pretty basic, if it cannot find the appropriate aperture, it will actually lock the shutter and it will not let you take a picture, which is pretty cool, I think. The lens is a Zuiko lens, 42mm. It's very sharp in my opinion, and you can see here there's another little selector dial by which you can select your speed at which you want to shoot. So you do that according to what film you're shooting, and if you want to push or pull the film, it's up to you. And then if we look at the back of the camera, it's pretty basic. It just has viewfinder. Doesn't look very small, but I think when you get close enough you can see fairly well in there. And it has a small yellowish dot like most rangefinders, to where then if you are trying to focus the lens, the two objects, or the duplicated object, as you move the focal plane, are eventually going to become one, and then you know that you are going to have a sharp photograph. It's just a film advance here, pretty basic as well, and you have a shutter counter. To load the film, there's a little pull tab here. You just pull on that, the thing opens up, and then you just put your film over here on the left side and stretch it over to the right as you would always. Because the travel distance in between the left and the right side is very short, sometimes you could get 37 or 38 shots if you're shooting 36 shots, so you get 1 or 2 extra. So you advance it once or twice, you close it, and you're ready to go. Of course, in order to operate this feature, the automatic feature, you also have to put the battery in, and I'll move the camera out of the way just to show you battery for a second. This Wayne cell battery, 1.35 volt mercury, is the one that you want to put in there. You can buy these on eBay, and they should last you a while, especially if you remember to put the camera back into off mode when you're not using it, so that the power is not running through the camera. You can use this camera without any batteries, however, just you have to keep in mind that of course you're not going to have that automatic feature. You're going to have to use a light meter or some other way to figure out what your exposure is. And I guess a couple other things that might be of interest is there is a flash setting here as well that you can turn the camera to, and this is a cold shoe, but also here on the side then you have a flash connector to where you can hook up the flash and then run the flash through. When you're done with it and you want to release the film, you would of course just push this button here that releases the mechanism, and then you would use this winder to wind the film back. And that's really all there is to it. I'll share a few photos to go along with it as well.